Hi, I'm James. Have you always wanted to do the castle run and see how many parsecs you can do it in? Let's not go into the fact that parsecs are actually distance, not time. Have you always wanted to be a brown coat? This is your chance. Galaxy Trucker. This game I absolutely love, even though I've never even seen a physical copy until now. That sounds a bit odd. That's because I've been playing it online. There's an online version of this, but I decided I wanted to get the physical game. And I thought this would be a great one to review. It's not a serious game, let me phrase it that way. So let's have a look at what we've got. Now it has thrown some people, it says Czech Games Edition. That's just the manufacturer. Okay, it is in English. So it's quite a nice box. Got some nice bits and pieces in it. So let's have a look what we've got. Now we've got these little cubes. They're the cargoes that you can pick up as you go through, and they vary in value between 1 and 4 credits each. So you need to find those. We've got a pair of dice, fairly standard D6s. Got an empty plastic bag, putting stuff in. We've got a timer that becomes significant as you play the game. We've got lots of little crystals. Insert your own dilithium crystal joke at this point. They're the batteries that are used to power certain systems. We have another empty plastic bag. We have ship tokens and alien tokens, purple and brown aliens and different ship types. 2 for each, and one to show your position and one to show what you're going to. We've got lots of, and I love these little meeples. You have lovely little astronaut figures. I think they're so cute, complete with their own little backpacks on. So it's a little thing, but it adds a lot, I think, to the game. You've then got the cards for what you encounter, split into 3 levels, 1, 2 and 3. We'll look at them later. We've got the Trucker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is basically a lovely illustrated rulebook, written with a really good sense of humour in it. Nice touch, you get quizzes to actually check that you've taken things in, and there's a lovely little line that I found which had me in stitches. It talks about building your first ship. Let's have a look, where are we? Must be around than that. Yeah, I've got now go build your first ship. It talks about you don't have, here we go. In the full game there is a time limit, but for your learning flight we'll assume anybody who is unreasonably slow can be persuaded to finish by gently thumping the box lid against their head. Talk about a lovely little rule. So it builds up gradually. Takes you through all the different aspects, and a very nice touch, there's actually a free expansion which you play digitally. I'm going to have a look at that. I didn't even know that existed, so that's quite nice. We've got a quick reference guide talking you through all the different rules. It looks much more complex than it is. It's very simple. What have we got? We've got an advert, Lost Ruins of Arnak. I'll have a look at that because I do like. Oh, try a free solo campaign now, so that might be worth a look online. I'm going to have a look at that. We've then got the counters. They come in different types. There's quite a few of them. We've got lasers. We've got credits around the outside. We've got alien habitation. We've got a few more alien habitation. Shield generators. Larger guns. Large engines for credits. The awards you can get in the Great Track game, where you can actually gain bonus points for having certain setups and achieving certain things during the game. You've then got more large engines, battery packs in. Oops, not coming out there. 2s and 3s. We've got just connectors which don't actually do anything but help you connect things on. Crew habitation quarters, and a coloured one for each player. They're the only ones other than the money that are double-sided, because with those you will actually start with one of those. And then we've got the last of the counter sheets. We've got single engines, we've got more connecting pieces, and we've got the cargo, ordinary cargo and dangerous cargo, which are the red ones. They're worth the most, but have to have special facilities to carry them. We then have the flight tracks. These are designed to keep you abreast of where you are in the game. They've got the references on them as well. So you've got 2 for level 1, one's for the introductory game and one's for the normal game. This is the learning one, and they've cut out the things that you don't need to know. So you've then got the next one. You then build up to level 2 flights and level 3 flights, and obviously the more of these you do, the more dangerous they actually get. And then you've got your shipboards. So you've got a type 1 ship, and you have 4 identical ones of these, one for each player. Your type 2, which you can see is a bit larger, and then you actually have your type 3, which unfolds there, which always reminds me of a Klingon bird of prey. I don't know if it's the colour scheme or what. So you have all of that. So that's what you get in the game. The basic idea is you build up your ship using all of the counters, and you then fly through a scenario. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do something the game's not designed to do. I'm going to play it solo with a little extra rule that I've got, just to give you a bit of an insight as to how it goes. So if you just bear with me, I'm just going to set that up and then I'll be back. Okay, so welcome back. Let's show you how the spaceships are actually built. So we're using a level 1 ship. It's got all the squares. Now what I have to do is draw the tiles. Now this is actually done against the other players, so there's normally lots of other players, but let's break it down and do a slow time first of all. So I pick up the tile and it's got to come back over my board before I turn it over. Now I've got a battery pack there with connectors. Now you can see there I've got wide connectors and narrow connectors, but on this piece I've got 4 universal. So I'm going to put that there. That's quite a useful little token. So let's draw another one, and I've got another battery. Now I don't think I'm going to need too many batteries on this. Now that might be more useful because it's got 3 batteries rather than 2, but it's also a dead end. Now once a piece is down and you've drawn the next tile, you can't do anything, you can't take it away. So that's now going to go back, and when you put them back they go face up, so the other players can now dive and grab that. So let's keep picking. Oh no, we've got a laser. Now that's quite a nice one, but it would fit there, but I've got the 2 sides open, which is not particularly good. So I'm going to leave that one for now. And so we've got more batteries. I'm going to leave that one. Now we've got a cargo module. I'm going to put that one on there. So it's a universal connector, so it fits onto a narrow connector. Now we've got a special cargo. I'd quite like to have that one, so we'll put that one on there. More batteries. Now that's actually an alien habitat. Now the purple alien gives you bonuses to shooting. The brown alien gives you benefits to engines. But that has to connect onto a crew module, but it can't connect onto your central crew module, so I'll put that down. And in a multiplayer game there's a good chance that will get picked up. So we've got more lasers, but again they're not particularly useful for me. Now I've got another crew one now. So I'm going to fit that there. What I'm then going to do is pick that piece up and put it there. So let's keep going. I've got more crew, I've got enough crew for the minute. Don't need that one. We finally got some engines, but they don't fit particularly well. The double engines and the double guns, okay, you can compare them to, well, I haven't got a single engine yet, but they're fairly obvious what they look like. They've got twice the firepower, but you have to use a battery for them to actually be any use. So that's what we've got. We've got the brown aliens. I'm going to get rid of that for now. Now we've got a force field. Now that's quite useful. I'm going to put that one into there. I need to try and branch that one or make that one come round. What else we've got? We've got some cargo that goes in all the directions. That's quite good. I'm going to put that one in there. Straight cargo is not a lot of use. That's not a lot of use. More batteries. Well, I've got nothing that actually uses batteries yet. Connector piece, cargo. You can imagine this would start getting frantic as the tiles are going down. And there we go. It doesn't connect. Look, it's the wrong type of connector, so we'll get rid of that. More batteries that are still no use to me. Cargo. I need engines. I haven't got any engines yet. More crew. I don't really need any more crew at the minute. More crew. Got engines, but they're the wrong fit. It doesn't fit. So I'm used to. Now that fits there with a universal one. So if I need to use batteries, that's great. I've got a single engine which would fit there, but if I fit it there, I can't then connect to any of them. So I'm going to get rid of that. Don't need that. I've got a wide engine, but it's not a lot of use. Wide connector. Doesn't fit because that can't fit there because it's got no connector. Very frustrating. So I've picked up two. That's a good one. I can fit the gun there. Oh, that would have been great there previously. More engines. Crew. You can see here I'm getting through quite a few of these tiles, but when you've got multiple players it becomes quite fast and furious as you do this. I'm going to take a gamble with that one and have the open bit there. It's not as good having the open piece on the outside. On the inside I'm going to have to lose other ones before that becomes more of an issue. Now, I'd like to put that in, but I've got nowhere to fit it. We go with that engine there, because then I can start coming up this side. Oh God, we need to put a dangerous cargo in. Those engines aren't any use to me. That's no use to me. Those guns don't fit. You can see the frustration as you're building this ship from nothing. Not what I want, but I'm going to put it on just to get the connector. Usually I do that and then draw one that's really, really good. Right, I'm going to put that there because the shields cover where the green is. So that's covering that part of the ship, that's covering that part of the ship. It's very frustrating as you do this and you find none of the pieces that you want come up. You can see how long this is taking to find useful components. And I know I'm not bringing them all the way back, but I'm just doing it for the demo. Oh, that'd be useful. Now there is an option in you can actually save that there, but if you then don't use it, it costs you money. So I'm not going to use it this time. Really could do with a nice straight through piece. There must be one in here. Now that it's got the narrow one at the side. Engines have to face the rear, and guns must have a clear space in front of them. I could go for the dead end, but I'm not going to go for it. This is where you have to make the decision. There we go. Another crew station. I could just do with a nice straightforward firing gun. And there we go. If I check, put that one into there. Now the only snag with that is I've got two guns. I've got two shields, and I've got an engine that's got increased power, but they all require the two batteries. So at this point what I would do is put the other components onto the board, the ones that I've managed to bury inside the lid. So the first thing I can do is put my crew on. So you get two crew in each of these spaces. So I have two crew there and two crew there. Now I have an option when it's next to the alien. What I can do is put in one alien or two crew, and because the purple alien is a gunner and I desperately could do with more firepower because most of my firepower relies on batteries, I'm going to have a purple alien. So I'll put the purple alien in there. So I've ended up with a crew of 5. And that is how simply your ships go together. So having done that tutorial, what I'm going to do now is talk about very quickly my little solo variant of this. So I'm just going to turn all these back over, just bear with me and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so time for the solo variant. Now what I'm going to do with this one is, the rules are if I don't use a piece straight away, that's it, I can't use it. And from the time I start, I'm going to use the egg timer, and when that runs out I have to stop building. I can play the piece out in my hand, but that's as far as I can go. So this should be interesting. Let's see what happens. Okay, I can use that one. This is where I'll be going really fast. That's useful because I desperately need batteries with an engine like that if I'm going to be using the engine. I'd like that one later on, because remember you can't actually connect that one onto the starting piece. Let's go that way. If I put the universal forward, that gives me the most chance, because that's the one I need to get the right piece on. I'll put some shields in. Again, that would have been useful later on. There we go, got the gun at the front, that's a good start. Just amazed how quickly time goes down when you do this. So we have cargo. Gun doesn't fit properly. Yeah, that goes in there. Desperately going to need more batteries at this rate. Thank you for more batteries. Put that one there. More batteries, yeah. I just haven't got time to be messing now. I just need these pieces in. Yep, that's not. If I put that there, that's then going to go that way. But the odds on getting a piece to fit there is not brilliant. How am I doing time-wise? I'm nearly out of time. Yeah, get that gun in there. Yeah, I'm just putting stuff in now because if I've got it, I'm going to use it. I haven't got time to mess around. Can't use that one. Straight through doesn't fit. The engine doesn't fit. And this is the last piece. Do I use this piece? Can I use this piece? Yeah, I'm going to slot it in there. I'm going to take a risk on that open side. So you can see there that got rather frantic. You could use 2 of those. That's up to you. So let's put my crew in. Now normally we'd be using this to track where the ship has actually got to relative to the others. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to see if I can get to the other end. So we've got 8 cards. There is an option when you're playing the slightly more advanced where you can actually put these out and you can turn them over to actually see what you're going to encounter. But that takes time obviously when you're building a ship. So let's see what we get first of all. So the first card is open space. Now that means, oh sorry, I didn't put my energy crystals in. Now it's not like I'm going to be short of energy in this game. So 3 energy crystals there. 2 crystals there, 2 crystals there. I may have gone overboard on the energy crystals, and 2 there. So I have to move at least 1, and this would move me on this board normally. If I don't move 1, then what happens is I drop out the race. So I'm going to use one of my crystals, which will then power up one of these engines, because I've got no single engines that don't need power. If I had one of the single engines on board, that would automatically move me on 1. These would move me on 2 each. So I'm going to spend 1 crystal so I don't drop out. What have we then got? Stardust. Now this moves me backwards 1 for every open point. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be moving back 4. Okay, this doesn't really matter in a single player game. Planet. So I've now encountered a planet, and this is where your order comes in important, because the first player gets to go to the planet of their choice, the next player goes to the next planet, and so on. So we've got a planet with 2 yellow. They're worth 3, so that's worth 6. Now that one is actually worth a grand total of 7, because the blue are 1, green are 2, yellow are 3. How much cargo space have I got? Well, I've got 4 ordinary and 1 special. So I think I am going to pick up the larger planet there. So I get 2 blue, green and a yellow. And the trick is to put these where they're going to be safest on the ship. So let's drop 2 in there. So that tile is now full. And a yellow and a green in the other one. Now obviously if you're playing 4 players and there are 2 planets, that doesn't bode well for players 3 and 4. But there is a downside of visiting planets in that you move back 3 spaces. So I've moved back further 3. Okay, so let's see what we get next. Pirates. Now they're going to attack me unless I've got a gun strength of 5. Well, I've got a gun strength of 1 and I could add 2 if I burnt a battery, but that actually isn't enough to beat the 5. If I beat 5, I'd beat them off and they go on to the next player. They attack from the front. If I've got exceeded it, then what happens is I actually then can get 4 credits for fighting them, but it costs me 1 day. Unfortunately I can't do that, so they're going to fire 2 small bolts at me and a large bolt. So we'll start with the first small bolt. You work from the top and you roll. It's coming from the front and you can see I've got 4 to 10 across there and I've rolled an 8. So the shot comes down here. Now because that's open, I've got a bit of a problem. That's actually going to destroy it. In fact, it destroys it anyway, even if it's closed. And if that goes, that piece is then destroyed. If you hit a situation where a piece goes such as this one, I now have my ship split into, and that one, the ship is now split into 2 and I lose all of that section. Now fortunately I've got shields. It gives you a quick summary on here. A shield can cancel that shot. So where am I going to burn a shield from? I'll burn a battery from there, so that shield bounces that shot off. Now the large one, I can't do anything about this, so let's see what we get. 6. So the shot comes in, hits that and blows it up. Okay, that wasn't good. And then we've got the last shot, and now because we're getting open, this is going to make it worse if we come across meteorites. It's 6 again, so it's going to hit that. I'm going to lose that entire section. So that's definitely a case of burning some more batteries. You can see why I like having batteries and shields. What have we got next? A space station. Now it's abandoned. I can send 5 crew across and they will find me 2 cargo, taking a day. I haven't got 5 crew, so I just have to fly past it. Ooh, then we've got a nice big planet. All set of planets. Now, I've used up a lot of my cargo space already. So what I'm actually going to go for is the second option, so because I'm in the lead. It's quite nice when you're the single player. So I'm going to pick up, he says, where did he put them? Over there. The red and yellow and blue. I'm not going to worry about the blue because I'm actually going to give up one of these blue, leave that behind to have the red, which goes there, and the yellow is going to take the space that the blue was in. So I'm actually building up quite a nice set of cargo here, so it's looking promising. What happens next? A meteor swarm. Great. Now meteor swarms work similar to the shooting, but the small meteors only do damage if they actually hit an open component. If they hit a closed component, it just bounces off. The large meteor can only be stopped by guns, and I'm not holding out a lot of hope for the gun. So we've got the large one comes in from the front and it hits 10, so it sails straight past. We then get one coming in from this side, 8. Now that's not good because that's going to hit an open part. I'm going to lose those astronauts, but the rest of the ship would stay connected. Small meteors can be countered by shields, and I've got a shield covering that side. There goes a 4th battery, and then we get one coming in from this side hitting 8, and it hits there. Because it's closed, it bounces off. And then the last card is a combat zone. Now combat zones, when you're playing on the ordinary game, it affects the player that's relevant. Because I'm playing single player, that's just ignored. But let's have a look what we've got, just so you can see. The person with the least crew loses 3 spaces, so you move back 3. Okay, so player with the least engines loses 2 crew. Now, this is where I would be using more crystals to fire up both the engines to get my speed up to 4, which hopefully wouldn't be the lowest. And then the last one, the one with the lowest guns, gets attacked and we get shot at twice from behind there. So you can see that's quite a nasty card, but it's only affecting the player with the least. And if you're tied, you actually start at the front, and it's the player at the front that gets it. And I've made it to the planet. So at this point we would score it up. Now the scoring works 4, 3, 2, 1 for the order that you arrive on this board. Different boards give different scores. The best ship gets 2, and you count the number of open sides you've got, and the one with the least gets 2. You then get your money for your cargo, so I get 4 for that, 3 for that, so that's 7, 10, 12, 13. But I then lose 1 for having lost a piece. So I said we were on 13, so I actually finish with 12 credits. That's actually a pretty good score. It's a quick, simple little way to play it solo. You know, it's simple. You've seen how quick that was to play. I will do a full playthrough game, and we'll see how that goes. And that will be interesting because that will be a 2-player one. See you soon for that.